Alright, we just need to make money right now. I think it's time. I've put this off a little bit. Let's get the workers to gather at the gate. It's time to deal with the rock slide. You approach a few guards and ask them to help you with the diggers. The mayor's orders are already well known in the village. Your companions to be are healthy, well-fed, and in most cases young. Their chattering is filled with excitement. The young ones are eager to mention that they've never been so far away from the walls. The older expedition members are going more to lead and advise. They listen to the instructions carefully and are first to take space from the guards. It doesn't take long before you're ready to leave. I ask the guards to open the gate. The workers carry clubs, spears, and a simple wheelbarrow filled with food rations, water skins, and tools. While one spade and one pickaxe were made of precious iron, other ones were made either from wooden planks, in case of the former, or deer antlers. That reminds me of Valheim deer antler pick. Still being in the forest, your companions share memories about their time spent amongst the familiar trees. Some were helping the hunters carry a large saurian back to the village, others escorted the druids on their search for rare herbs. But as you get close to the hills, your companions lower their voices. One of the guards tells stories about the local goblin packs, without hiding any gory details. Her playful tone makes others carefully look around. Keeping the diggers on their toes could actually be a good thing. Look out for the harpies also. Or, I'd rather help them relax, change the topic to something lighter. Kind of a difficult one here. Because I don't want them on edge so, they fuck up and, pickaxe someone through the head or something. That's no bueno, that's not what we want. But equally, I don't want them just to be, arsing about. But honestly, I don't think it's good to have them really high-strung. I'm going to help them relax. It's not to be, not be cautious, not to, joke around. But let's chill them out a little bit. You interrupt her and describe what you saw last time you travelled through the hills. You mentioned some thoughts of getting rid of the larger rocks, and the workers are eager to join you, correcting your observations by sharing their own experiences. For some time, you talk about the weak tree growing above the path. It could be safe to get rid of it right away. The air warms up and your companions once again start to comment curiously on what you pass on your way. We move forwards. Hopefully I can use my tool of mass destruction. That's what I'm hoping for, by the way. The diggers put on their leather gloves and grab the tools. They don't need you to provide further directions. One of the older men whose arms are covered with healed claw marks assign tasks and roles. The guards take place on both sides of the rock slide, as well as above it. Finally, as the first sound of the pickaxe cuts through the sky, the overseer turns toward you. He stands silent for a moment, looking uncomfortable with the idea of ordering you around. Sorry, just need to check something a second. Just to spoil the immersion a little bit, I'm playing this in the queue for Overwatch 2. 600 people ahead of me, so if you hear the Overwatch music, apologies, I'll mute it and we'll continue with this for a little bit. But this will probably be a little bit of a shorter part. Anyway, my job is to keep them safe, nothing else. I'm going to join the guards. I know it'll be tiring, but I'll join the others in clearing the road. At least we'll finish faster. Since I have the tool of destruction, I should be able to save them a lot of swinging. Tool of destruction. You take off your gambits and prepare your own pair of gloves, telling the guards to take care of Shadowmane. You explain to the overseer how your tool works, and he asks you enthusiastically to give you a short demonstration. You approach a large boulder, pick up a hammer that belongs to one of the workers, and place the chisel in the crack. You take a swing, and a chunk twice as large as your fist breaks into shards, sparking laughter and surprised questions. One of them asks you to do it again, while another offers to replace you. The overseer restores order. He instructs a couple of other workers to follow you and gather the loose rocks from the ground, then put them into a wooden wheelbarrow. At first, the work sparks laughter and jokes, but the crew quickly gets used to the wondrous tool. It will save a lot of time. Nice! The hours pass. The workers are in decent moods, and as far as you can tell, the work goes well. It's time for a break. Everyone leaves their tools where they stand, then sit on the flat boulders. They take out their food rations and start to talk about the plans for the evening. I'd rather stay vigilant. I walk away and look for beasts. I sit down with them. I'm going to look for beasts, I think. If it said that there were some guards, looking out, I'd probably just sit down with them. Let's look out for beasts. You stretch out your arms and backs and go for a short walk. An ibex with long dark horns and thick brown fur climbs up the rock face, not far away from here. It's leaning against the rocks that seem too small to carry it, yet remains confident and quick. For a moment it gives you a silent look, not aware that, unlike most predators, humans know very well how to cause harm to distant targets. It jumps on tiny shelves and reaches the top of the wall, where it gracefully walks away. You approach Shadowmane, which nickers at you, happy to take a long rest in such a peaceful surrounding. It bows its head and you scratch the bottom of its neck firmly. The overseer clears his throat, stands up and addresses you. So far, nay corpse. He rubs his scars with a grunt. But there was a boot, aye. Maybe the leg walked away on its own. Better grab your axe. We'll strike as soon as we see it. Awoken or not, you ready? Time to use those spears you brought. Tell your people to form a circle around 2 or 3 diggers. He nods. Aye, let's stay patient. We have all the numbers we need right now. He gestures for everyone to stand up and gather around him, then points at 5 people, calling them by their names. You stay on guard, the rest of you dig. Don't move more than 1 rock at once. Anyone hears anything or sees a bone, stop whatever you're doing and shout. We do need nay adventurers. Half of the workers grab their spears and form a semicircle around the diggers. The others move slowly, breaking, pushing and carrying away the rocks. The tension is palpable, and there are not enough hands to get through the rubble quickly. I stay close, ready to strike. Time passes slowly until one of the workers calls for help and you hear a couple of huge rocks fall to the ground. The workers running in one case crawl away from the moving human bones. There's no soul between you and it, and the panicked workers stupefy you with their screams. You pull out your axe. Hold your positions. I keep my distance and observe the course. You stand with a raised weapon observing the moving creature. Its whitish skull is cracked and the thin arms, held together only by pneuma, are reaching out towards you. It doesn't utter as much as a shout, but its empty eye sockets are like an abyss. The crowd observes the creature, at first with frightened gasps, then in silence. After a couple of heartbeats, the overseer points at the corpse. That bloody bonehead has no legs! The shock loses its grasp. One of the guards pokes the undead with a spear, and before it manages to catch the weapon, it gets hit once, twice, and many more times until it stops moving. The loose bones scatter around. The first chuckle is followed by a burst of laughter. An old digger looks at you with a smile. Scary high! I almost ran away! I'm not willing to rest yet. I push people away and approach the corpse. Before I approach the corpse, I smile back at the worker. It sure was. The undead didn't even have its hips, and it was lucky to sit in an upward position. Was this wretch buried by the tree, or did it get trapped after it died here? Wonders one of the guards. And a digger responds by spitting on the ground. Let's hope no one was stupid enough to burn their deed. Or dead, sorry. Not deed. The hesitant workers try and stay away from the bones, but then the overseer kicks the skulls away, sparking another wave of laughter. He cups his head around his mouth. Now, there may be another one here, and its legs may still be kicking. Grab your tools. We don't need to have more than an hour ahead of us. He turns towards you and nods politely. You know how to get rid of a corpse on the road. What do we do? The dead deserve dignity. We need to burn it. No point wasting time. Cut the bones and throw them down the hill. Let the wolves choke on them. No, they deserve dignity. We burn. He sighs. Aye, hard to argue with that. Take 5 souls with you. He rubs his hands together and raises his voice and starts to assign you tasks. Cutting down branches with simple stone axes takes quite a bit of time. You take your tinderbox and gather an all dry bough, standing in the middle of the meadow, and cover it with broken twigs and bones. After a moment of silence, you step away from the burning remains. Without a word, your companions observe the unusual pyre for another minute. I move back to the entrance. At least there is no other undead in sight. As the end of the diggers' work gets closer, they grow tired and annoyed, which starts a few squabbles. The overseer has none of it, forcing them to focus. It doesn't take long before the pass is cleared. In silence, the workers remove their gloves, clean their chests with water, and gather the tools. I prepare Shadowmane for the rest of the journey. A group of harpies follows your steps, but after half an hour they give up on you, seeing that you remain in large numbers. Your return trip is safe and the workers cheer up quickly. and keep an eye on our surroundings just in case. Your loud expedition gets noticed long before you reach the gates, and the villagers gather by the open gate. The parents welcome their children, the siblings and friends mock the presumed cowardice of their equals, and the kids ask for stories. For many of the members of your group, it was the first time that they truly left their homes. Since no soul approaches me, I ride through the empty village and lead Shadowmane to the stables. As you're crossing the first bridge, a guard greets you with a smile. Our mare will wait for you in the usual spot. She's glad to see that you're safe. You lead your mount to the haystack, and as you loosen up the saddle, yet another person shows up behind you. This time it's the man with a large club, whom you previously met on your path to the priests, though this time he's wearing sandals. You're summoned by Elpis, the speaker of the forest, he states solemnly, and you should see her right away. And why is that? Oh, I'll be there right away. He nods. We'll see, traveller, we'll see. He turns away and heads south. Finally, alone, you're left standing near the main square. Alright, let's go see Elpis then. The building site hasn't changed much since the last day of your visit. The druids are already grouped in a semicircle as if they were expecting you. I was asked to speak to you about the rock slide. She looks at the nearby workers. Even though they're engaged in their own tasks, she lowers her voice. And 'tis a good thing that you came here first. She spares you a polite nod. The hamlet should stay as it is. Howler's Dell needs nae growth. Her shoulders relax, as if nothing more to add. Tell me more. If you expect me to lie and need to hear your offer, or acknowledge change topic, tell me more. Our people need nae more gluttony, nae more opulence. Nae creature can ever gain everything that it dreams of, and there's a hurtful pursuit, a run that breaks limbs. Her lips get thinner. Thy's heart belongs to Hovleven. Give her what she wants now, and she'll be weakened. When the day of hardship comes, she will need to have enough strength to accept it. So it's just politics. There isn't even a wild spirit to be afraid of. If you expect me to lie, I need to hear your offer, or acknowledge your offer. It's just politics. Without a word, she taps on her staff with her fingers. If you expect me to lie, I need to hear your offer. Her eyes shine lively as lightning. We dinna trade, stranger. We dinna beg, we dinna bribe. We dinna promise. We give what is deserved. We do what needs to be done. If your shell is nae empty, you'll do what's right. Okay, so you're offering me nothing. Alright. Great talk. See you later. Thais? I bring news about other parts of the peninsula. No. The fishing hamlet, sorry. The road is clear. She leans forward, her voice is close to whisper and cold like a gust of wind. I wish you'd come to me right away, instead of opening your ears to Elpis. Her red lips keep wearing her usual smile, but the green eyes match the fury of her tone. She's getting meddlesome. Watch out for what she tries to sell you. Before you get a chance to answer, she straightens up. Don't let me wait any longer. Hit me with the good news, Andalono. After you mention the undead, she stops herself from shedding tears of laughter. Skeleton with no legs. That must have been a good sign. Still chuckling, her hand reaches to her belt, from which she unpins a leather pouch. You've done well. Our work isn't finished yet, but we're close, so close. She picks 5 dragon bones and pushes them towards you, holding each one with a separate finger. Time for me to search the hamlet. What is this nightmarish trick? You read my soul, Andalono. Pay close attention to what you find. She rubs her pale hands and starts counting down on her pale fingers. How many cabins are still standing? Are there any lairs nearby? Any signs of vagabonds? Soul-eating mould? Broken walls? The more you learn, the better. Alright, I'll see you soon. So, okay, I'm going to take care of it soon. Thanks for your time. It's basically the end of the day, so I think I'm going to sleep. 12 dragon bones. How much was the crossbow? I should really note this down. It's like 14, right? I will just sleep on a Mouflon pelt today. I'm definitely in the crossbow before I go there, by the way. Right, I offer my services to the guards. I work for 2. I'm securing the fields. Ooh, we got hit. For the most time, you stay safe, but at one point you find yourself evading a pack of predators, and your clothes are now soaked in sweat. How did that cause me 1 damage? Ugh, whatever. Right, let me see if there's any fish in the fish trap. 2 fish. Right. I set the trap again. And see you later. Innkeeper. Would you like some more fish? Okay. Any leftovers? Damn you. Oh, sell both the fish? Oh, it's 28. Oh my god, I thought it was 14. Okay, maybe I'm not going with the crossbow then. For no reason at all, let's just give ourselves one of these. Let's just, you know, be a friend to ourselves and drop one of these. Thank you. Alright, I'm going down this path. It is pretty late, actually. Maybe I should have gone back. The longer you follow the corridor of hills, the more daring the harpies get. Observing you, they lower their flight. For now there's 5 of them. Their fluttering bat-like wings let them hang in a spot. Though loudly, the creatures are small than goblins with ape-like features and talons that make you think of a parrot. Their fur is in shades of browns and greys. You could try to get through them, but you'll have to scare them off for good, otherwise you won't be able to ride back east uphill. I'm going back to Howlers. See you later. I'm not doing this at night time. And we're going to sleep. And I'm going to eat. And I'm going to sleep. I feel like I need the crossbow. Oh god, I lost a heart again. Okay. So that is gone to me now. I guess I can try and get my fish from here. I'm too late. Alright, said it again. I thought as much. I wonder if Foggy has anything. Let me know if you have anything else for me to do. She scratches the stump of a missing arm. Her powerful voice carries a hint of a threat. I need a soul who I know won't steal from me, and I'm still not sure it's you, dear. Alright. I'd like to eat. Thank you. She has nothing she wants to buy, and I can only buy fresh meals off her. Okay, see you later. Approach the foragers. Oh, I should have washed in the well. 2 hours. I hate being in Gale Rocks because it's got the worst sleeping conditions. Man. Like, I could just hover around Howler's Dell, I guess. But it feels a little bit stupid. Right, I'm going to rent a room. So I basically made 1 dragon bone today. This doesn't feel the most effective way of doing things. But our stats are good again now. So hang on a minute. Let me have a look at my quests again for a second. Find the Roadwarden, gather a crew. We're trying to do that. I guess this is something I need to do, but I kind of need the crossbow for that as well. Flowers for you to see it. Oh yeah, she wants me to get orange tulips. I forgot. I have to deal with Gloucester's band. I need something for the hidden village. Missing merchants. Old Hamlet. Orintius. Ruined village. Studying the golems. Which I'm not going to do. I haven't really got anything on right now. What do you have for sale? Do you have any more of these flowers? I could get a new battle axe. A linen fabric. And I can't sell anything here. I don't know, I kind of feel like I want the crossbow more than an axe, because I already have some form of axe. I don't really want to go to Steep House again. How much are you paying me? Clearing the paths. 3 dragons? Sure. Caught in a never-ending cycle right now. The alternative is I just try and push through. Fallen tree. The other alternative is I go through the center of the map, which is the real danger. Maybe I go to this small cave, the dubious cave entrance on a forgotten path. Because I think I lose to 3 undead. I actually don't think I'm strong enough to fight them. The real good thing would be to get from Howler's Dell to the pier. If I could do that instantly, I could potentially do 2 jobs a day. Okay, let's head around here and have a look at that cave. I have the bug stuff for here anyway. Spread the bug repellent around. You open the jar, releasing the pleasant herbal sweetness. You take a stick and use it like a brush, spreading the ointment near the larger pieces of furniture, under which you'd expect to find the colonies of worms and insects. You also put it on the top and inside of pallets, as well as around the windows, under the door, and in the corners. The remaining balm finds its place in a couple of holes that you spotted between the bricks. In less than half an hour, you already see roaches that either lie still or kick their legs desperately while on their backs. I put the empty jar on the table, maybe something will fly into it. You're at the ground level of the watchtower. It's weirdly quiet here, and you see almost no movement. I go outside. Right. Perfect. 2 hours 45 before dusk. Let me go to the secluded residence, because she'll let me in at night, right? And let me just chat with her. The chamber was... Oh, I went all the way in. Hang on a minute. The chamber was meant to have only 1 dweller, but even in Hovlivin it would be seen as outrageously tiny. The air carries the scent of sweat and dirty clothes, complete opposite of sweet scent. But more importantly, smoke. A couple of fish and other pieces of meat are hanging above the hearth, even though there's no fire left. Eudocia is sitting on the floor, with her back leaning against the wooden step, legs outstretched, feet resting on a wooden pillar. She's staring intensely at hot liquid in a wooden bowl in her hands. I'm going to wait for her to say something. Also, let me just check where I am in my queue. 200 people ahead of me? Let's go. I wait for her. She ignores you for a good minute, then glances towards you with a weak smile. The house is a mess. If it bothers you, complain to the broth I made. A long pause. Take a seat if you want. It's getting chilly outside, and you don't act like a bandit, so far. If you need a place to crash, stay in my shed. Just don't carry any candles inside. I store hay there. I sit down as far away from her as I can on a stool. No. I rest next to her on the floor. I take place on a wooden step near the fireplace. I sit down on a bed. No. I stay in the entrance. Let's take place on a wooden step near the fireplace. She said it's chilly and cold. She spares you only a glance. So what brings you here? Maybe it's the right time to offer a work in the city. Let's trade. Okay, I don't want any more spirit rocks of you. I think we've done this already, but Asterion, what about it? She looks in the distance, holding one arm across her stomach and twirling her hair with the other. I should smoke art, or at least gather wood. The summer's almost over. I can help you with that. She glances at you, but it takes her a few breaths to answer. We have no time for it, do we now? Wardens never do. Neither do enchanters. She lets out a long exhale. You're someone who puts actions first. Asterion was the same. If what happened to him, don't let yourself fall too. Little does she know about the other timeline. Her description of his appearance matches what you heard from Julia. Don't be deceived by his height, she adds. He brought me herbs guarded by bear folk. Not many people could match his spear and bow. In return for his various favours, I shoved Numa into his cloak, making it as warm and soft as the pelt of a white wolf. Best sleep of my life. She raises her daydreaming eyes. Her voice grows confident. If Asterion is still here, I'm sure he still has the cloak. It's green, has a light hood, and embroidered leaves. When was the last time you saw him? Soon before he vanished. He was anxious, tired, unkind, but from a heavy heart. He didn't explain. I didn't ask. He rested at her place for a few hours, healed himself with magic, and prepared his equipment. She shows a surprising memory for details, but not especially useful ones. He told me he was going to start a great journey, and that he'd bring back many stories, but he was afraid. I know he was. Did he ask for anything weird before he left? Maybe he wanted something. So he scratches the dust with a foot. Yes, actually. He wanted to borrow a golem of mine. She seems to finish her tale, but after seeing your look, she clears her throat. Oh, that's not an option. I've no way to stay in touch with the sentinels that are far away from home. Do you have any message for him in case I find him? Message? Just tell him he still owes me for the cloak. He knows we're not even. It's a damn treasure. She puts on a smile, but her eyes betray a melancholy. I'm going to sleep. Oh, I gain a heart. That's nice. Oh, this is a really good sleeping spot. Very safe as well. We have golems here. You let Shadowmane drink outside and close both of you in the shed. There isn't much fodder around. The dragons from the mountains wake you up with their roars, but the heavy steps of the sentinels ease your soul. The yard is carefully patrolled. Some of the hay gets under your clothes, but at least your back doesn't ache in the morning. You let your palfrey outside. I approach Eudocia. I go outside. I travel. Sorry, I thought that was the next thing I had to do before I could leave. Alright. Let's continue to fight with Mother Nature, I guess. I tether Shadowmane to a withered shrub and take my axe and approach the cave. You prepare a torch to rope your gloves. You can't get too far away without putting Shadowmane in danger, so you don't take any food. Better to check if I can get inside with my gambeson on. You should be able to squeeze in. A ghastly screech cuts the air. You step back, dropping a part of your equipment. A creature is running at you. I grab my axe. The monster looks like a furless, grey, wrinkled human with stunningly long limbs. It's Smeagol. You see its bones, as if its skin hardly contains the guts. And never mind, it's the Wendigo. In the blink of an eye, it squeezes through the entrance, bending in ways that seem impossible to you. You've disturbed the lair of a corpse eater. Alright. Let me just take a look at my bestiary. Corpse eaters. They resemble stupid apes, but their limbs and torso are extremely thin. Riot's followers preach that corpse eaters should be purged from the Dragonwoods, no matter the cost. The Shadow Vale, they hunted and devoured any human they could find, woke up with their undead shells right away, without even fog, okay. Alright, this seems really bad, and we don't know anything else about them. Brilliant. I focus on dodging its charge. I jump away and take a wide swing. I need to cut deeply, doesn't matter where. I'll finish off with a single cut. I hold my position and aim at the head. I don't think we're skillful enough to do that. I jump forward and strike without thinking, hurting it as quickly as I can. I'll slow it down by cutting its legs. I crouch slightly. It's going to cut my head off. If it tries to grapple me, I can cut its arm. Just swing as hard as you can. The creature jumps at you right away, with arms and legs spread out like a lethal hug, and you're too slow to react. Its arms cling to your own, pushing them along your sides. The legs clutch at your hips. You barely stand straight as it instantly tears through the gambeson on your back with its claws. The terrible stench doesn't help you one bit. I run at the rocks to crush its shell. I let myself fall down and crush the beast's limbs. I don't think that's going to work. I guess we run at the rocks. You let out a scream and charge at the wall. making the monster's back hit it first. It lets out a terrified shriek. Its grasp weakens, you set yourself free. No more tricks, I take a new stance and raise my blade. I'm ready now. You barely take a breath and the creature is already dashing towards you. You jump aside, taking a swing at its back, but not only it ducks beneath your blade, its claws reach your abdomen. It pierces through your worn gambeson, and if it withdraws its hand, you see your blood on its fingers. It gives you enough time to return the blow. You send it into the ground with a deep wound, and it lands with a thud, crying in pain. It crawls away, flailing its arms in dread. I'm finishing this thing off. You catch up to it as it turns on its back. You sink the blade in its torso once, twice, more, until it stops moving. Its raised arms stay still for a moment, then rest in the grass. The dark nails, longer than the rest of its hands, lie still. Your breath slows down. The carcass smells of unwashed sweat and rotting flesh. I can take a closer look at the corpse eater. I better burn the monster. Shadowmane is afraid to just calm it down. Take a closer look at the monster. The grey, wrinkled skin resembles that of an old human, but it's hairless and clings tautly to the bones, especially the ribs. The torso is short, rectangular. The larger eyes and long limbs resemble no other monster you've seen, not even an ape. You consider cutting the shell further, but you don't know where to start. You've never seen someone owning a ghoul's trophy, while putting it in a stew would poison an entire tavern. The red-stained grass stinks like rotten eggs. You could collect some of the warm fluid. It's rare and may be valuable to an unusual soul. Yes, we'll fill up a vial with corpse eater blood, sure. Let's calm down Shadowmane. Oh. Apologies. It appears that my queue has popped in Overwatch. Alright, let me just... No, stop it. Let me just take that down. There we go. Perfect. We'll just finish this scenario then. Right, do I want to burn the monster? I don't know if I want to burn the monster, though. Actually, I will burn the monster. You spend some time gathering dry sticks and grass and throwing them at the carcass from as far as it takes to avoid the stench of blood. You prepare the worst torch you have, set the oil on fire and add it to a small pile, then head to the stream to wash your blade. So the reason I was thinking about not doing it is because if the blood smells so bad, it's going to stop anything else coming near there. But then I thought maybe some weird fucking beast do actually like the smell of rotten eggs. You know. Who is it that eats rotten eggs? Or like, eggs that have been left in the ground or something? I think it's in like East Asia. Maybe like the Philippines. Maybe someone from the Philippines is going to come and then just, you know, shank me. So let's just burn the body. Right, return to the cave. The ceiling is short, but you can stand upright. The corridors lead to deeper parts of the flooded chamber. But unlike the corpse eater, you can't squeeze through them. You spot no human skulls or limbs amongst the bones, even though there are scraps of old, mouldering pants and tunics, as well as some odds and ends that belong to victims. A comb, an old wooden club, a hood, a leather belt, please a crossbow? Thankfully, the corpse eater has cleaned up every last scrap of flesh, so there's no sense of rotting meat. I search the area and look for anything of value. You return to Shadowmane and unpack a candle from your tinderbox, then sit on the ground and repair the flint and linen. The linen charcloth. Decades ago, before the Southern Invasion, people used fire strikers to make made of thick steel. But all you have left is a cube-like piece of harsh pyrite. It's not the best, but enough to make a couple of sparks. You put your gloves and look underneath the remains, then into the corners. Your patience is rewarded once you spot a glitter in one of the pools. You pull it closer with a stick and find a knife with a broken blade made of steel. It carries no signs of rust, yet. You consider throwing it away, but the handle is made of polished bone that was engraved with the shapes of creepers and flowers. You think about your conversation with Eudocia. This could have belonged to Adamon, and is likely to be worth a coin or two. Who the fuck is Admon? I forgot. Is it the warlock guy? I take it outside. I have found a broken knife. This would be a decent spot for fish if I had one. No, I'm never coming here ever again. We're not cleaning yourself in the stream either. That's just suicide, honestly. Okay, so we've cleared this out. Who's Admon? Admon? He's not one of my people in here. No, that's Virus. Who was Admon again? Alright. How long did it take me to get back here? 1 hour 45. That's kind of annoying. Okay, there's a 0% chance that I'm going to the nest, because that will kill me. Don't clean yourself in the stream. 9 hours 30. Who was Admon? Who is he? Oh, was he one of the hunters? I go to the well. It's not a convenient spot, but in 2 hours I can remove the bloodstains from my clothes. Yes, please. Right. Soaking, pounding, and rubbing the fabric while you hold it above the dusty ground takes a lot of effort, especially without flowing water. I wash my shell. There we go. You won't get cleaner here. That's fine. 2 dragon bones to repair my gambeson. Right. I'm going to cough it up. I need some form of protection. Because everything in this game just murders you in an instant. Any leftovers? Nope. Right. The broken knife. Let's see what you've got. That's pretty, but I don't have any blades to make use of it. I would have to buy one from a trader. I can give you 2 bones for it. That's all. No. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Right, let's see if I've got any... Let me see if I've got any fish. I did not look at the time, by the way. I may have gooned it. I set the trap again. Thank God, it's 45 minutes away. Innkeeper, I have fish. There you go. And we're sleeping. I will rent. I need the health back. It's so hard to accrue money in this game. Leftovers? Nice, we got some leftovers. Alright, see you later. I wonder if I can get here, do a job, and get up to the creek still in time. We have gossip into the village. Sure, I'll work for 2. Escorting the foragers. Right, I have 8 hours left. Okay, so we can get up to here and I can get back to Foggy's again, presumably. Okay, the hunter. About the hunters. Do you recognize this knife? He reaches for it without thinking twice, then brings it close to his face, studying the tiny details of bone. I do, he whispers. It belonged to Admon's mother. He lowers it, but holds it tightly. But she's not around anymore. Where was it? He interrupts your tale many times, but having little knowledge to spare, you can't satisfy his curiosity. So there's no shell, only a ghoul. Everyone knows what that means. He'll wake up soon. He shakes his head, as if to drop the thought. It may be so. One bit of bad news isn't all I. Maybe the others are fine. I'll tell you if you can find anything, okay? Good hunting. Okay, about the eastern path. I've cleared the bushes leading east of the old stone bridge. His eyes widen and he looks left and right and then whispers, "Why would he do such a thing? Someone may now think there's a path there. Is that really an issue?" Oh, I frown. I need that path. He observes you in silence, then gives up. Well, I'll trust the Roadwarden's judgment. Wait here for a bit, if you may. He puts away his tools and heads to a distant building. Once he returns, he's holding a wooden plank. I was hoping for dragon bones. Take this and leave it somewhere on the trail at the bridge, will you? Maybe tie it to a tree. He hands you an old sign covered with dark reddish paint. Blood there, you think. Then ask him if it's not too dark. It's only paint we can squeeze out from the plants of our meadows, he admits, and gets back to his work. Alright, fine, I'll do it. The shelter in the west isn't safe. Better stay away from it until dusk foxes move out. Okay, that. Dusk foxes? After he meets his silence, he carries on. I don't know what that is. You describe their looks and their threats they present as Ella observes the clouds. Sometimes asking you to explain more. He finally squeezes his cloak and reaches for a coin that's been resting on the workbench. Well, sounds not as dangerous as a tribe of goblins, but it may be better for us to hunt them down in spring. We may need your help then. For now, a single dragonbone will be fair pay for the news. Right, thanks. Well, friend, thanks to your tales, the hunters and foragers feel more confident about the meadows from here to Foggy's, and even beyond. When you have a day to spare, come here any morning, ask our tribes about job for a warden. Unless it rains, you'll get 2 dragons and enough stew to fill your belly for a day of patrolling the roads and assisting us on our new wagons. So the things you are meant to do anyway, Oh yeah, so the things I'm meant to do. Yeah, maybe. The watchtower is clear and ready for new guards. That's a relief! He reaches for a case so quickly that he misestimates the distance. It falls on the ground with a clatter like a fistful of dice. And instead of collecting everything right away, he picks up 2 of the dragon bones that are rolling towards him. I need to make another one anyway, he says to himself and pays you asking about the place. You mention the bugs, the rotten barrels, the moisture. The man nods with enthusiasm. So we can hide there at any point. We'll need to discuss it with our friends at Gale Rocks. It was quite expensive balm, you know, the one for the bugs. I gave him a meaningful look. Yeah, you know what? That's in character for me. He nods without even listening, but once he notices your eyes, he sighs and reaches for another coin. I smile. Thank you. Alright, I'll let you know if anything else happens. Alright, see you later. Farmer, you still have a fish trap and a chicken. I've got enough dragon bones, I think, for the crossbow. I approach the creek. I jump into the stream. Nice. 3 hours. I can get back to Foggy's, right? I can. Right, I enter the tavern. I approach Foggy. There's nothing in here for me. Let me just sleep. We are not renting this room. I will... Okay, I'm renting the room. We can do a job for the people in Howlersdale. I go outside. I travel. Howlersdale. Just give me the crossbow, please. I'm in crossbow mode. Guards, I will work for you. Please don't hurt me. Okay, you took away my looks. I can live with that. To the pelt. Any leftovers? Okay, never mind. Show me your wares. It's 28. I can't remember numbers. God damn you. Do I still have that thing, by the way? No. Cock. Alright. If only I didn't improve my gambeson. Wash my shell, step away, travel. Back to Howlersdale. Sleep. Sleep, that's fine. Leaves the square, offer my service to the guards. Okay, as long as I don't die doing this, and I didn't, I now have enough for a crossbow, but nothing more. Please have some food for me. Thank you. That's all I needed. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a crossbow. And a set of quarrels. How many on the quarrel? How many in there? I have a human arrow. Where are you, quarrel? That's the tool of destruction. Where's my quarrel? Oh, it's just on it. 8 bolts. Right. We might be ready to take on the monkeys again, but I think I will try and use it at first to deal with the harpies. Anyway, sorry this one I think is a little bit of a shorter one. It's not too much shorter, but I'm going to end this episode here and go and play some Overwatch 2. If you've enjoyed this, why not leave a like, comment, subscribe, everything helps me out, and I'll see you on the next part where we'll try and deal with the harpies. Goodbye.